I love it when that ends. Yeah,
Eh,
trying to lick my joint right on time,
right?
when church is in session. Anyway, how's your morning going? What
It's
up,
just
y'all?
started. I'm tired.
No, I'm Lotta with the Bakersman Collective. How y'all doing?
And I'm DeeAnthony Goes, the best brand ambassador who's tired today.
hmm Yep, it is a sleepy Sun. Damn, you know what?
I don't get to sleep. I got a long day today. It doesn't even end until like 6. I'm telling you, as soon as we're done, it's go, 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 go. Ain't no breaks unless I'm on the bus. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I set myself up.
Mm. Well, I'm glad you're gonna be enjoying your Sunday then. Mm. Yeah, you can only be as busy as you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Let me post a comment out there to y'all on the interwebs if you awake right now, which some of y'all really ain't, but it's time to wake up.
Right? What
Time to
y'all
get it.
smoking?
Exactly.
I got
Uh,
some, what is this stuff called? Sour Sunday,
mm,
which is actually pretty good.
yeah. I'm smoking on some of that Hoffa. Some more. We smoked on some together, and I had to go back and actually get. It was a sample, so I had to actually go and get an eighth. It's a Trop Cookies
Mm.
Gelato 41 Sherb Cross. Solid high overall. Like the notes in the flower, like the flower presentation and method for some mid shelf price flower. They'll treat you nicely. So if you're out here in Washington, go grab
What
you
did we
some.
just talk about method the other day? Was that us?
Yeah, I think we did. Because I know you and I smoked some of the Hoffa together. That's what made
Yeah.
me want to go back and get more of it. I was like, this ain't enough. This little gram. Um, because the state says you can sample out as much as your lowest quantity sold. Right? That's like they have like they changed the rules. And if y'all have like
Trying to say
been
rules.
around if y'all have been around since the early days of our industry to now, you've seen lots of real change. But um, if you've been around me and podcasting, I was complaining about the sample sizes that they were offering here in Washington for a hot minute. I was pissed off because what the fuck am I going to do with a half gram cart
Now
and
she
a
was pit
a half gram cart or a
complaining about this.
gram a gram sample, and now although you can only give out 30 samples per employee, 30 is trade samples, right? Before they used to be educational samples and vendor samples and bud tender samples, right? There was two different categories. Now it's just trade samples, and you can give 30 per employee per quarter.
Quarter, yeah, per
Per
quarter. I
quarter.
learned that too because when I was working somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
they told me that and I wasn't all the way eligible. And
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's dumb because I feel like if I'm working at this store, like any other bakery or anything, I should have tasted and know what everything tastes like, does in it, all that. Like samples are important. What do you mean 30?
Mm-hmm.
So that means only people can only come and ask me 30 questions about these 30 products that you guys gave me then, right?
Right. Essentially, and then I, as a good bud tender, have always made it um my practice to spend the tips that I earn at the shop on product. That has been my
Oh,
commonplace thing,
that's
and I
not,
don't.
but I feel like that's not your job.
Mhm. You're not wrong. You ain't wrong. What up,
It's your
Never
job
Wick
as a
again?
consumer to do that, but
Mhm.
never Wicked Games in here.
Mhm.
What up, bro? I can't see the comments. Let me go to Instagram because that's my guy. That's that guy
Mhm.
right there. That's that
Yeah.
guy.
What you smoking on? Oh, my own strain on the way. Okay. Well, what strain? Well, what you smoking on right now? Never Wick again. And what strain? What's the makeup? Is it secret? What we talking about here? Okay. Um. So
Oh, what
I
up,
think
12 play?
yeah. What up, 12? I was trying to get there, but yeah, these these trade sample rules are just so interesting, but they changed it to be the lowest quantity. So if the company doesn't sell grams, then the lowest quantity is an eighth, and they can drop off eighths, which is cool. But if they sell grams, which is a dying practice, but there are a lot of old school smokers that they only want to pick up a gram, at a
And
time.
now, you know what? At this age that I am now, I think it's so stupid to have that they exist now. It's like, okay, back when we were little, yeah, but now it's like an eighth is a gram.
Hmm.
Like an eighth is a gram. Like you can get an eighth for the same price as a gram today. And
Yeah,
if you only want a gram, smoke a gram of that, and you'll have some later.
right. So you can't you live in sober living, so you can't have weed on you, or somebody at your house prevented you from having weed on you, or like what are the criteria in which you only want a gram to smoke for this
If you
period of
are an
time?
adult and that's happening, you got to move. No, if
Move
you live
where?
somewhere and you can't have weed on you,
Oh yeah.
it's time to move.
Hmm. If you
Like,
actually want to live this lifestyle, that's the other
right.
piece, right? Otherwise, stop faking the funk. Stay out the shop. However, I make it a mission, as someone who's in the shop environment, to try to find the brands that are still having the grams, so that we don't ostracize those type of shoppers. Um, that once in a blue moon want to smoke a blunt and they just want to be one and done, and or they're pipe smokers. So a gram really get them a lot further than than an eighth does. Um,
I have a question. You might
but
not be able to answer this, but it's not a hypothetical question, but like, why do you think it is that the grown-ups or the adults who never smoked before in their older age or their mid-age or whatever, older than us, why do you think they wait till they go to the shop to ask 1,000 questions instead of Google or Siri or like educating? Because I be sitting there, I know what I want already, and I gotta wait 20 minutes because there's three people today who don't know nothing.
um, I will say Google can tell you in theory, and people in the shop can tell you what's happening within your state, within the companies. So, like, Google can only tell you so much because there's a lot of behind the scenes shit that no one in this industry, especially Washington, be talking to the world about. Hence why we have the Bakersman Collective in our
Right,
platform. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So, there's that. But I've also had the customers that like have been like, I don't care about anything you're saying. Like literally told this my to one of my managers. I'm not going to listen to anything you're saying. I've Googled this and I know everything there is to know already. That was the statement. And then but that was like before that statement was made to that individual, this person wanted a CBD ratio joint, and when I informed them we didn't have that, but we had flour, they seemed confused. Cause like, bitch, roll it up. And then the second thing was like, all right, do you guys have Thai sticks? What generation are you in? I mean, there is a brand that sells them, but not real traditional Thai sticks. So again, your Googling only got you so far, player. It only got you so far. And what we trying to do is find out what you actually are intending to do in this present day with what we have in the store to be able to better serve you. So that's why it takes a little bit longer, or should take a little bit longer. And instead, that person left with a budget pre roll because they came in with that attitude. Because, like, what am I? You don't want to talk to me. I was just trying to figure out. He was like, I was just trying to figure out how he wanted to feel. And instead, I just showed him like an infused pre roll of whatever's.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
like, it's twofold, right? You knowing what you want is a very helpful situation because we can get you in and out. But people coming in and asking questions and actually being curious about the answers, important.
Read the comments, Lila. The
Mm-mm.
comments are 12
Mm-mm.
and with
They going in. Okay.
because they needed a
Eighth,
human answer.
right. Eighth of
That took
booth
me
for a
out.
gram. Eighth of booth for a gram. Okay, yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it be. They want an honest opinion every day. Imagine being 43 and scared because you've only talked to a robot about it. People need reassurance from people. Facts. Because when I go to AutoZone, I'm asking the folks selling the car shit, and the shop opened up the lines with the weed man. I'm gonna ask,
Okay, no,
like,
that okay. Now you guys, I get it. Now I get it. Okay, maybe it's just I'm such a weed snob and educated and weed. Like I get it now because if I go to, I don't know shit about cars. So if I went, I'm asking questions too. I'm going to be there all day because I don't know anything about cars. So I
yeah,
get it now.
yeah.
You guys, I got it. But I was just confused. Like when I go there and I'm in a rush because I be catching the bus and it's timed. I'm like, okay, I got the bus coming 6 minutes. I shouldn't even be in here longer than that. And then it's like, oh, there's three people who've never been to it.
I'm gonna be here for a
Okay.
minute. I might as
I'm
well catch
missing
the next
everybody. And there's
bus.
two buses. No, two buses and pass. They don't come for another 30 minutes. Now I gotta walk or catch a train and
Oh.
reroute. That's my issue. I'd be like, man, there should be a line for that.
It's called the online orders player. Use them. Use
No,
them.
but we still have no. Well, just the shops I go to, there's not a. You still gotta wait in line.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. It should
You still
be
have to wait online
if you
for in pre-order.
it,
There's some shops that do that though.
mhm. Especially the shop I know you go to. I was thinking it was crazy because we was in there together. If you are a high volume store, high volume, that means
Yeah,
you gotta wait all damn day. There should be two lines: people trying to see the people up there, and the people trying to get their online order and get the fuck out.
it
Right?
used
Drive
to be
through.
that way. It used to
Right.
be. It was that way at a point in time.
Well, they had a change in management. Excuse me, they had a change in ownership, and it's been pretty much complicated and a bit downhill. Not saying that one ownership was better than the other, because no, not really. But organization and structure for running a business, I'd say one is definitely better than the other. None of y'all do employee development very well. Say that as a whole. Um, Neither company does that. And if you know, you know. Fourth Street Soto. Okay,
And I talked
NWA.
to
Huh?
our friend Belle yesterday actually,
Mm.
and she
You
was
went to
telling me
Lovemore?
I did. I went there all day because I performed there twice.
Oh, did you now? Was it a good time?
Yeah. Yeah, I had fun. And then randomly, the DJ that came in there, it's long story short, Mel posted online a while ago that she was looking for a DJ or up and coming somebody who wants to DJ. I had a friend up who is that. He didn't really respond. And I hit him up multiple times and I banged him because I'm like, you weren't responding to me. Now you might have missed the opportunity. He was a DJ.
Mm.
And I was like, Mel, this is who, what the hell? And she's like, well, she did it. And I'm like, this is who I hit you for this. And told you about him. So I'm like, it
Mm.
all worked out. It was perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, so it was a good time. I had fun.
So, wait, you were telling me, was that where you were about to tell me about our mutual friend? Or
She
was
was
that?
telling me about the dispensary she worked at
Mm.
and how we were talking about how some shops want to get the pretty girls who dress in
Mm.
bikini damn near to come in there and sell weed. But I told him, I said, even if I was straight, I probably wouldn't care about that because I want to know about the weed. I don't care about how cute you are. Don't just be handing me anything. Or you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Or don't, you got to be educated. Fuck cute. You know what I mean? Because
I,
there's some people who are just cute in there and don't know about the weed. They're just giving you stuff.
Well, you a small population because it's a high volume shop for a reason. It's the same reason why bikini baristas take off and make a lot of
There's
fucking
this,
money, because men be gross.
but there was a time where I went to one of them shops and I was like, oh, she cute, but she was dumb because
Mm,
I was in there longer than I needed to be because I'm telling you what I want and you're throwing stuff at me and I don't want that.
right.
I'm telling you what.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm speaking weed terminology to you. You should be able to figure it out up in here. And
We can
yeah,
talk
again,
cute all day. I speak cute all day. Okay, I can
yeah,
do that, but I don't want to talk weed right now.
staff development, training.
Yeah. So we were
Yeah.
talking about that too, because I'm like, I would rather go to somebody who probably wasn't cute or older, even who was educated, someone educated about it. That's when I have fun. I'm like, oh, because you might teach me something I didn't know, and I know
Hell
enough.
yeah. You do listen, you know a lot. The canna industry as a whole isn't really big on employee development unless it's moving up in roles. A hundred
Come on, can
percent.
I lose?
Yeah, that is because go ahead.
We can tell. We can tell, Cataloo. She said, that's my approach to dating. You cute, but are you educated? We see. We see the results. We see.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, so here the thing is that 12 play is right, 100%.
Damn, 12 play.
We are in our infancy, but it is so easy to evaluate all the other industries that sort of do what we do and take from their playbook, and it doesn't happen. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, come with their new shit, but I'm like, again, why are we reinventing the wheel? There are some basics to staff development. There are some basics to running a retail operation and making it something that
Ooh,
is
hell.
worth the experience of an employee. Like, name a McDonald's that don't got a drive through, and why don't it? You know what I'm saying? Like there's some shit that you can just look out into the world in corporate America at least and see if you are going to corporatize, if you are going to make this industry something that it hasn't always been, that you should grab onto, and that at the very least the people that serve the public need a level of training and support, um, and defense training that goes on at a Waffle House that you've never experienced. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's what's got to come out of this industry a little bit, because it can get crazy in a pot shop. It can get crazy. It can get wild. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not in a bad place. It get like the stuff that is crazy and wild is that you're not managing the people that come into the door. I think all of the pieces have to be balanced. You know what I mean? Like, how is your team going to handle a car crashing into their building? That happens left and right out here. Like, how
It
are they
really
going?
does.
Like, how are you going to pick back up the pieces and get them back into the flow of work if you don't have any structure?
But not only that, the people who own those buildings and stuff that the car ran into, that's something that you don't even think of. I don't even think that you would think that would happen. Like you might think of robbery, a window getting broken, door getting break, lights, whatever. You're like, oh, a car didn't get that insurance. Like,
What up,
did never
Seven?
think that was gonna happen.
What up, flowers? Yeah, like never thought it was possible. Yeah, here we are, and I've got to tell like 10 people, yo, this is the new plan for our day. This is what we're doing. And then while it's being rebuilt, what are they doing for employment? Right. Some of that is already figured out in other industries. Like I know because I've experienced a robbery at a bank. It was boom, 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 boom. There's a process of how
You
that
were
gets
there?
handled. Yeah, I was my first job. I was 16. 16. 6 months into
Lo-
the job, we got robbed at gunpoint.
Oh
Straight up.
my God.
And I at 16, I knew what to do because they drilled us on it.
Oh, okay.
Washington Mutual did not play. There was a process. You take the online classes, those were the first levels. They taught me etiquette, like how to
I was
eat when
going,
I went to a business dinner. You know what I mean? They taught me all of these other pieces, and I was like, it's a little brainwashy. But when I experienced the robbery, knowing to just not argue, slide down, and hit the panic button because they're going to the tills, and my manager's up there and they know what to do. Real simple. You know what I mean? And the process, again, doesn't account for people. Someone got fired that day. He got fired because he chased after the robbers. I knew very quickly that is against protocol. That's the
yeah.
one thing they teach you. This is insured money, let it go. You will endanger everyone's safety by going after. You know what? He ran out the door, and my manager, not assistant manager, nothing, she locked the door and left him out there.
Yep.
That is against the rules because we lock this shop up, we make everybody stay, and we call the cops. There's a process to follow. And so now, why do you think a high volume business such as the cannabis industry doesn't have that same level of standard of like training for their employees? Why shouldn't it?
Yeah,
When
they should.
when a shop can see, oh, man, on a shoo, on a good day, on a good day for a high volume shop,
Hmm. They can see
100K.
them rackers. Yeah, them rackers.
Maybe like it depends on the size, you know. And I've worked at shops that are owned by tribes, so from small mom and pop all the way up. There's different volumes. Some it's only 10, whatever. But anything over $100 is a lot of money. And when you think
12 play said, everybody on on the ground, it's not your money. Don't be a hero.
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, this is just like you know when you are going into a pot shop, these are some of the things I immediately notice and evaluate as being a consumer and a person that works in the industry. One, what is your weed and your selections like? Two, what is your bartender experience? Three, as a person that works in the industry, what's ops look like? What's the flow of stuff like? Is we just standing here and nobody greeted me? Porque? You know what I mean? And if your bartenders don't speed up their process, noticing a line is growing, not making the customer feel uncomfortable, but if they don't get to the steps clearer in their conversation, I knew when it was time to have a lackadaisical conversation because there's only like there's four of us, there's two people in line. This is the time I can dedicate and give as much of myself to. That line ain't stopped 15 people deep for the last hour. Boom, boom. Get them in and out. Talk to them. Yep. Yep. And he never slacked on the customer service. It's just how quickly you get through the steps. Do you know it in your head? Do you know what questions to ask? All right. Be the sharpest stone in the shed. On the real, people still use cannabis and being a stoner to protect a culture that is too loose for safety and scaling. Ooh, that made me E40. Like honestly. Um, all right. Now ask us any questions. I know there's some bud tenders in here or former bud tenders and stuff. If you got anything to chime in, I want to hear it. Like, and if you're a consumer and you got questions about the ops, there's clearly some experts in the comments. Follow them, ask
Okay.
questions. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we here for. Let's really talk about what's happening out here.
No, I'll be
Um,
forgetting that 12 play used to be a bartender.
mm, okay, never forget it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's in there. It's uh, man, I still get questions about veterinary medicine because like that's something I did in my
it's in
past.
you. Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
you.
I really don't trust people that's never worked in a customer facing operation ever, like customer service wise, like not just over like I have questions because sometimes you don't understand
Oh,
what it's like to experience it,
he was an
live.
assistant manager.
Boom. Go
Boom.
off.
You know what I'm
You've been
saying? Bang on
you've
us.
been responsible. Okay, as an assistant manager, 12 pay, what was your most I'd say let's start with your most frustrating thing about the cannabis industry, and then what is your most liked thing, like the thing that brings you the most joy about the cannabis industry.
We gonna give him 45 seconds because he ain't gonna hear that for 10 seconds.
Beep, boop. Yeah, we got some other articles to chat about with y'all today. So we come into the chit chatty section closure. We gonna get into the rest of the stuff to yap about. So talk to us, 12. Yeah. Oh, Blunt the River again this year. Yakima. Okay, what's the game plan,
Okay.
bro? Like, are they tied up? What exactly? Because there was some disconnects. July 19th, y'all. That's the latest
Okay.
upcoming cannabis event. And you floating down the river is coming again. Um, because I actually want to kick it with you. Is there an after party? Can we do something like? Because everybody goes down the river at different speeds, and I know y'all are usually cook out down at the side. Is that happening again this year? If not, is there a place indoors that we can recover from the sun all day and smoke and chill? I'm
Because
trying
it's
to.
in Yakima, right?
Yeah, it is. So I'm
And
trying
it's
to get
hot
to that
over there.
side. I'm trying to get to that side this year for real. So
Kayak
it's
or
a
float.
tie up or float or where you can event. Absolutely. Is there specific timing? I know there's a general idea, but like, you gonna drop the details on the Blunt the River page? Talk to us. How can they find out more, Sonny? Oh, 12 coming in. D'Anthony, you want to read that?
Most frustrating thing is probably dealing with customer impatience. We are human also, and sometimes they don't get that. We have to go through product knowledge also. Hmm. Okay.
Hmm. 12:30
Yakima.
p.m.
Yep.
What up, Ian? Absolutely. Yeah, what if it's a new brand and like it dropped like on a Tuesday, but I didn't start my shift till Friday and I didn't cross paths with the inventory manager, and that inventory manager maybe didn't provide enough training material or resources that I could look up on this company, and maybe that company is so brand new they don't have a website yet with all of their information up because that's a level of growth for that company. So how am I going to find out other than reading the package? Like, give me a minute. I got to read.
Shit, I ain't had this yet. It just came in today.
You're right. Like I haven't even
Give
smoked it yet.
me a
But
second.
this is what I think. Or actually, and again, ops for the operation. Are you making resource like tools accessible for that team to do that research rather quickly?
Okay, we have another response from 12. He said, and I'd say the most satisfying thing is being able to help people curate a plethora of medicines that helps them in real time that they can come back with positive feedback.
Bing bing.
Hmm.
And that's at the core why so many people are in this industry today. They are passionate about this plant and what it has done for their life or in someone's life. And if they didn't have that, if you they are paying attention after a while behind the counter, if that's how they started, you begin to see it in customers because the customers will share that story with you if you're there
Or
long enough.
strictly come back for that person. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
how I am. Oh no, I'm gonna wait for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already know, you know what I mean? They already know you already have a bond. They know. That's why I like talking to the people who are educated. You know what I mean? And they know they get to know the person. Because I
Right.
know you probably have customers that come in that you already know their profiles, what they like, or you know what I mean? Or even if something new
Mm-hmm.
comes in, you can advertise this new product because you know they like that one.
Yep, absolutely. I got a customer that comes in. I'm like, "Yo, where's your list?" I because you paid attention. You write down the things that you like. Where's the list at? Let's find it. I don't even have to search the computer. Okay, this where you at? Boom, 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 boom. Get her, get her going. But do you know? Are you paying attention to who they are enough to be able to say that to them?
Right.
Ugh. We just came out with a new brand, Captain Chronic. We're offering luxury cigars. What up? That's cool. What up,
Mm.
Hawkball? You know what I'm saying? We got all sides of the industry in here right now. Former assistant managers, former ops directors, if you know,
Current managers,
current managers. We got
brand ambassadors,
sales, brand ambassadors, former bud
consumers.
tenders, like processors, people that are dropping their own brands here in Washington. This is I appreciate y'all for stopping into the sesh today. You know what I'm saying? We just want to keep it what did I say? A buck with you. All right. So a couple of things we've been following. Just wanted to throw that out there. Um, uh, Virginia, the governor finally said her piece. Because if you've been paying attention, we were saying Virginia's policies were hella cool, and then the governor proposed amendments, and then the legislature said hell no, nah. And then the governor said, guess what? Hell no, nah, too. We can talk about this some more because she vetoed that bill. Said try again next year. And finally, she's doing interviews and sharing why she vetoed it. Because when I tell you the internet went up, it was in an uproar. Everybody and their mama had something to say about her. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
her decisions. She said, "I talked to other state legislators from other states. I think what we were trying to do is amazing, and I want to see it happen, but it's happening too quickly." And these are the things that I thought would be needed to make this work. And you had a choice to agree to some of it or not, but since you chose not to, we can talk some more. We can talk some more. This is what she's saying. And yeah, but no, girl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but no, girl. Like, okay, cool. You didn't want him to have 2.5 ounces. You only wanted it to be two. That's not crazy. But you wanted to criminalize it for people once you still wanted adding chains to this plant for people in that weren't able to legally
So
consume. So like underage and all this other stuff. And that's not the point.
I have a question. So what happens now if you have 2.5 ounces?
Oh, well, I think it's 1 ounce right now is the law because like currently
The
uh
law to buy that much or the law to
you're
carry?
allowed to possess an ounce. So in Virginia there is no recreational sale market. You can home grow and you can have weed on you. They did that a while ago, like 2022 or some shit. So when they're trying to change the framework that they have into a recreational system, And these are the policies that they're trying to build around it. So they, with the bill that the legislature wrote, they said, all right, we want it to 2.5 ounces. And she amended it and was like, nah, I only want it up to 2 ounces. So from 1 ounce to 2 ounces instead of 1 ounce to 2.5 ounces. What does that mean? I guess how closely, I mean, like, I don't know if they're considering it like more than personal use, or what does personal use look like? Because 2 ounces for me and my partner is like a week, 10 days. You know what I mean? So how are you consuming it? What are you doing with it? But for some people, they think that, okay, you only need an ounce. Maybe you'll sell the rest. That would risk some form of crime happening. What? uh,
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, uh, I just don't get like I just don't get this is
it's not based off of science.
it's not
Your audio is
it's
breaking out
not
a little bit.
based off of is it? Is it
It
back?
was, but yeah, it's back now.
Oh, I'm like it's not based off of logic. It's not based off of correct using our brainage. Like the
Correct using our
I'm just,
brainage.
because like they'll make some laws that don't even make sense. Like it's like
Mhm.
counterproductive. Or
Yes, I just don't think that's the most counterproductive amount. Like, you know what I mean? Like the legal limit in Washington is 1 ounce, and if unless you have a medical card, then you can have 3 ounces. So like, whatever. This is the shit that like, all right, y'all are
but see, I
arguing
thought
about
that was
something.
the
I could let it
law.
go,
I thought that was
huh?
the law, though. I was understanding of it that we could only buy an ounce a day. I didn't know that we could only carry an ounce
Yeah.
legally. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's the
That's
other piece,
dumb.
possession. So, nah. So again, made up rules. I think the biggest thing was the start date. The legislature's plan, it would have like recreational sales would have started January of 2027, but the governor wanted it to start July of 2027 to give them a year to build out the laws and the framework of this industry within. And you know what? I actually agree with her. She was like, 6 months is not enough time for us to knock this out. Again, I'm speaking in Washingtonian. That's where I
Yeah.
reside. We've been fighting for home growth for 7, 8 years now. So like, and our LCB still ain't got it right in the governing of our own industry. So maybe like a little bit more time in the planning in the beginning could be useful. However, Virginians been waiting for recreational sales since like 2022. They had to fight their governor the entire fucking time.
Put hands. Put hands.
So, and if you want to hear more about that, we have a Sesh Sundays episode with Chelsea Higgs Wise, and we got into VA and what they had to the advocacy work that took into getting them where they are to this day. And shout out to Marijuana Justice out there in VA. Please support them, nonprofit. All right, so I mean, all of this sucks. It sucks for VA, but try again. You know what I mean? That's the game. You get told no, and so you pick yourself back up and you start the fuck over again. Like they never really wanted us in the first fucking place. Hair just
Y'all know, y'all
swinging.
know. That was the Aaliyah dance because you sung it after
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm, mm, mm.
She fucked that part up. I'm telling you.
Do you want to dive into this TSA thing?
Oh,
Because
please, let's
you
do
sent
it.
me some shit,
Yeah,
and would you
please.
what did you hear about it? Like, give them your understanding this one.
So, from what I was understanding, they were saying that, oh, guys, guess what? You can now legally fly with marijuana. If medical, if you're a medical caring patient or whatever, you can fly with this much marijuana. TSA is not looking for it. They're not going to bother you. It's okay. And I was like, oh, wow, we're moving further. Let me send this to Lotta. And then you were like, psych. You sucked the whole excitement out. I was like, What is this?
Actually, just actually, here's another article. And again, these are the take everything with a grain of salt, but I tend to go to more marijuana based blogs and conversation than the regular news, because there's always some skew to it and I don't know if it's accurate, right? So again, try to verify your sources when you're taking
Like
in any sort of
so,
media.
when I first, so by the time I sent it to you, that was like the third or fourth time I saw it. The first couple times, I was like, I skimmed over it, like
Yeah.
whatever, whatever. But then after I kept seeing it, I was like, let me read this because I keep seeing this.
Yeah, I was sent it like four times, like different
Oh,
people. I even posted it on the TBC page, and I said, "Is that so?" Dot dot dot.
yeah,
And
I saw that.
I said that on purpose because whenever I see some shit that to me instantly read clickbait. So is this so? I'm gonna wait a little minute. And marijuana moment said, no, that was just clickbait. It hasn't changed. TSA is saying like it's it's not that we changed our policy. We just updated our website. So the if you actually read the article, it says like there's an update to the article or to their website on April 27th saying that they'll allow medical stuff. But if you've been flying, it's been like that for damn near like 10 years. And if you have enough products, it may look like trafficking and you
Yes.
will get fucked up for that. But if you just got some of it, you know, shit. Basically, their statement, it says if any illegal substance or evidence of criminal activity is discovered during security screenings, TSA will refer the matter to a law enforcement officer. Now, that means it's up to the TSA agent to determine, it's up to them to be like, oh, this is criminal. I'm gonna send this over. We're gonna have to escalate this. If they see a little, 1-2 thing here and they don't give a fuck about it, it's whatever. The site currently says yes, travelers can bring medical marijuana in both carry-on and check bag with special instructions, but it's it has said yes to medical marijuana with the same caveat since 2019. Literally, it's been a long time. If you've been in this isn't fucking new. So that's what I'm saying. Every headline shouldn't be chased after. If you are true to this, mm, you already know what's up. You've been flying with your shit in your bag for a hot minute,
Okay,
getting where the fuck you going.
without
The
no problem.
And if it goes missing, somebody recognized what it was and decided they wanted some for themselves today.
Yeah, because it's happened to me.
Mm, yeah, and it sucks.
No,
It
but they didn't
sucks.
take everything. They just
Hmm.
took what they wanted. They still left me some. I
Right.
was like, okay, thank you.
Hmm.
But I was still a little brittle.
Right. And you know what? Airports be doing that frequently too. So if you are true to this, you try to skip through and not land in them motherfuckers. Atlanta, Hartford,
I didn't have
Miami.
an issue. I didn't have no issue. I just didn't go home with anything.
Hmm.
Whatever is have it, take it. I'm not leaving. No, but I came,
Right.
and I never had no issue going there. I think it was Texas for me.
Hmm.
It's always Texas. It's always Texas.
Texas is, man. Anyway. All right. Oh, someone said can't lose. For in Virginia, they're also being supported by some solid advocates on the equity front. They're trying to do it once. Talking about Virginia's recreational. I mean, we've been known, but we love something to point to, though. Being clear is being kind, right? And there's been something to point to since 2019. All I'm saying is, don't fall for the hype. What you should be interested in is this other article, and the last thing we'll talk about for today. The Cannabis Wire posted something, I think on the 15th of May, asking if cannabis mold testing is extensive enough. And you should be asking this in the day and age of cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, in the day and age of remediation being allowed of product, Are there types of molds that we don't know about or test for? Are the labs in the state that test for the products that you smoke equipped enough to cover all the things that might put your health at risk? You know what I'm saying? And if you're not asking that question, it should be. They should be. So basically, the article as a whole, it is you have to sign up. It's sort of behind a paywall, if you will. You can sign up. You can get the Cannabis Wire weekly to your email to read more about it. But and I'll link it in our bio. But essentially, there are several different types of cannabis mold out here, and we're only testing for a few of them. And the symptoms that you experience in cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, which is the vomiting, like anytime you bring in THC into your body, that have caused a lot of people to change how they consume this plant, and the frequency in which they consume this plant might actually be attributed to some people have said potentially pesticide use, right? Are they testing enough for that? But the other piece is mold that is not being found. And I I would love it if there are other people in this industry on the processing side willing to share their thoughts on remediation as a whole. I'm still learning. This is not something I know secondhand, but it concerns me when you have to turn bad flour into good flour or anything like that for people to smoke it. What up, Miggy? How you doing? I just don't think that that is reasonable. Oh, Miggy, Washington State tests med and rec differently, which has always been wild. Yep, I think that was definitely one of the early. It's called news, Head Baker. Some are new to the game and not the few true. Absolutely. But yes, the I think the thing that bridges the gap or is supposed to bridge the gap and make it very clear is the DOH compliant sticker on the flower that you see. And I also believe that more and more brands are just getting it done anyway because it gets their product at a lower price point to consumers, which is really the driving factor for purchase for many, right? When you can save on that 37% excise tax, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And so yeah, I'm gonna go get my med card if I have one of those 14 qualifying diagnoses, and I'm gonna buy. I can buy 3 times the limit, and I can buy it at its lowest price. I'm gonna stock the fuck up. There's some people I see once a month
Ugh.
and once every 2 months because of how much they buy at a time. And the price always amazes me what we can create for them. So yeah, go get your health authorization if you have one of those 14 qualifying diagnoses outside of the arrest protection. Maximize what you can do in the state.
Maximize. Get high. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any last questions, comments, concerns before we get up out of here today? I just want y'all to know, pull up on our website, you know what I'm saying? Tap in with us, continuing to grow. If you want to be on a sesh, the link is in our bio here on Instagram. You don't even got to go out the app. We try to make it easy for you.
Okay.
And if you're looking for the full sesh, they're no longer on Instagram. You can find them on our YouTube channel each and every week. So thank y'all for tapping in with us. DeAnthony, what you got to say?
Smoke some good weed. Have a good Sunday. And stay baked.
Hell yeah. Every day I spend my time trying to unwind. We out of here.